Hi, today I'm going to be talking to you about the brain. Not the human brain, but the brain, the software that we use to run our agency, Local Digital. So this is custom software we've developed in-house, and it basically keeps all of the different tools we use updated, all the data synced. It talks to Google ads and Facebook ads and pulls in data for that, so we know what's going on with client campaigns. It's got time tracking built into it. It's got account ownership details built into it. So it really is the hub or the brain, funnily enough, for our agency operations. It's really cool software. It's proprietary. It's been developed in-house to solve a whole bunch of different problems or create efficiencies in our business that we didn't have before. And I thought it would be really cool to take you behind the scenes and take a look under the hood, essentially, and show you the brain. Because I'm a nerd, we're nerds, we're pretty proud of this tool. It's pretty cool. And if you're a nerd and into that sort of stuff, you'll probably think it's pretty cool too. So rather than me rambling about the brain, let's take a look at how it works. Okay, so this is the main screen in the brain. Basically, when you land on it, you can see all of our clients and their status, whether they are active, cancelling at the end of the month, or we can go and look at old clients by looking at cancelled. It has a monthly retainer and then the services that they're engaging us for. If you click into a client, here in the contact details, we can put in as many different contacts as we want, and the brain will automatically sync this email address with an active customers segment in our email tool, so that when we're sending client-only email updates to our list, it's always up to date. And the minute a client's cancelled, they'll be pulled out of that active segment and put into a cancelled customers segment so that they don't continue to receive emails from us. And that was a big problem we had before because we use a range of different billing methods, so we couldn't automate it because some would integrate with our email tools and others wouldn't. So our customer data would get out of date. The brain keeps that totally in sync, humming along nicely. Of course, we put the start date in, we can see the tenure, so we can see how long clients have been with us for. We know when client anniversaries are coming up, so we can reach out with gifts and that sort of stuff. And we can see the different team members assigned to work on that client. We also have the different channels that we run, split out by what the monthly retainer is for our services, and then the media budget if they're running ads with us. We can also click over instantly to our project management tool, ClickUp, to see the client in that tool so that you don't have to go, manually and search for it. You just click straight over. We were previously using time tracking via Harvest, so the tool integrates with that, but we have just added time tracking to it, which is cool. So we'll be removing this soon. So that's that. So the brain is acting as a single source of truth. If a client is in here and their status is set to active, then they're going to be available in all of these other sections of the brain. But then the minute we cancel a client, so if I was to go here, down here and hit cancel, it will cancel it at the end of the month in line with our cancel terms. And once it gets to midnight on this day, it's going to immediately pull the client out of all of the different sections in the brain. It's going to immediately archive them from all the different project management tools, Slack, time tracking, all the different stuff we use. So everything's being kept up to date, whether the client is active in the brain or not. So what sort of stuff are we running off it? Well, you can see we've got acquisition, God view, marketing. So they're probably the main views at the first that I want to talk about. And then these are some other functionality down here. So in terms of acquisition, we want to know how well our sales are going. So if you jump into this section of the brain, it integrates with our sales CRM, and it basically pulls in MQL and SQL data, and then our deals, our pitching data. How many clients have we pitched, prospects have we pitched, how many have we lost, how many have we won, what's our close rate, how much MRR are we adding? This is all stuff that I would have to pull in manually in the past, whereas now it is all synced with our sales CRM and it's automatic. We can have a look at this month, we can compare to previous months, or we can have a look at this financial year so you can sort of get a feel for how the year's going and what the trends are. Likewise, God view is another view that takes that to another level. So with an agency, you want to know how many clients do you have at any given time? How many have you added in a month? How many have you lost? What's your client churn rate? And then importantly, what's your MRR? So your monthly recurring revenue. How much of that have you added? How much of that have you churned in the month? Previously, again, this was super manual. Now with the brain, because when a client is entered in, we're putting in their retainers, we know what the MRR is. Doesn't matter if they're on invoice billing or credit card subscription or direct debit, it's all active in the brain. And then the minute a client is cancelled, all of the churn data and cancellation data updates. Then over here, AGI, when you're running a marketing agency, you have your customer billings, but you might also be billing for things like media. If you're billing for media, that's like $1 in, $1 out. It doesn't really count as real revenue. So with adjusted gross income, we're just going off what our actual client billings are. And then we pull in from our accounting platform what our people costs are, what our overhead costs, and then what our EBITDA, the actual profit the business is making is. That comes in straight from the accounting software. So all of this is constantly up to date based on what's going on in the business at any given time. And again, we have a full financial year view here where we can have a look at all of that data at any given time. On to the marketing side of things. We run a lot of Google ads, a lot of Facebook ads. We do SEO. We've even done, Spotify advertising. We do outbound advertising. And I want to know how that's going at any given time. So I can jump into here now and see how many marketing qualified leads. So basically that's just how many leads in general we've generated in a month. And then where are they coming from? Is it Google ads? Is it Facebook ads? Is it from outbound? Is it from our emails? Again, previously this was all done manually, but now this tool integrates with our CRM, pulls all this data in, and as soon as something updates in there, it updates in the brain. So we have this nice view to keep a finger on the pulse of what's going on from a marketing point of view. Let's jump down to ownership. This is something we used to run in a Google Sheet, and it would constantly be out of date. If a client is added, if we sign them, we would add them to the sheet so that we could see which account manager, which SEO specialist, Google Ads specialist, social ads specialist, and so on and so forth was working on it. But the problem is we would find that when clients leave, that sheet wouldn't always be updated and it would be super out of date. What happens now is we've replaced that Google Sheet with the brain. All of our clients, if they're active in the brain, are in here. And the minute that they're cancelled in the brain, they get pulled out of here. So it's constantly up to date. And you can see what's going on with any clients at any given time. You can also see things like monthly meetings or 3-month, 6-month reviews, benchmark reports, upsell notes, or even if you want to add in extra columns, it's pretty much exactly the same as Google Sheets, but this is beautiful and controlled. If a client exists in the brain, they're in here. If they don't, they're not. And you can also click into clients from this and sort of get a feel for what they've engaged us for, that sort of stuff. So super good, super cool. And it means that our data is always on point. Of course, you can apply filters by the different channels that the clients are engaging us for, or by the different team members that might be working on the campaign. We also have a section here just for onboarding. When you're bringing new clients on, you want to give them a good experience and make sure that things are happening quickly and that everything's going smoothly. So we now have a section here when new clients join us that allows us to get a really, a bird's eye view of where things are at. Have they had their kickoff call? Have they had all their tracking set up, their CMS access sorted, Search Console, Google Ads, all that sort of stuff. And our team, as they're onboarding clients, will tick this all off. Once everything is ticked off and out of the way, the client will move out of this onboarding sheet. So this has helped us address problems that we ran into in the past where clients might not always be onboarded the same way or the best way every time. Now with this view, we're able to keep on top of it, and it's all based on clients active in the brain. No sheets getting out of date. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. This is something that's pretty cool, the diary. This basically is for our paid media clients, Google Ads, Facebook Ads clients. It integrates via API to both of those platforms and basically pulls in data from the account each day so we can see how much it's spending per day. We can put in conversion targets or CPA targets, ROAS targets, conversion, revenue, lead gen, that sort of stuff. And it will tell us how we're tracking. Like, are we generating that ROAS that the client wants us to, or are we below or under? If we're below or if there's problems, then it will fire off messages to our team on Slack and tell them that they need to go check what's going on with that client. So it's really cool. It all integrates via API. All of our clients are in here. Another cool feature of it is this media planner where some clients might adjust their budgets. They might spend a bit more in July and August and September, and then it sort of tapers off for, December, January. We can plan out the media spend and the targets each month for a year ahead. And then the main view, the diary here, will update each month based on that data that we put in the planner. So our media buyers, they're in here all the time checking this, but the real cool thing is it integrates with Slack and they're getting notifications on the accounts that aren't performing the way they should be so that they can jump in and make changes. Pretty damn cool, if you ask me. Another feature that we've just added is time tracking. What we found with time tracking tools is things would get out of sync, projects, clients, that sort of stuff. So now in here, like I'm bad, I don't track any time. So here you're not going to see anything. But basically for our team that are doing works, they can go in and track time only on the clients that are in the brain. And then they can only use channels that we've set up, and they can only use tasks that we've set. So for example, SEO tasks are all fixed. So it means when it comes time for reporting, we can very easily sort and make sure that all the tasks, all the clients, all the channels are consistent and uniform, and we know exactly where time is going and do our analysis to make sure that we've got the right resources in the business, or that clients are getting enough service, or maybe they're getting too much service and we need to know that. So it's really cool to have this in the tool now. This little feature here is just a little pop-up box, so no matter where in the tool our team are, they can quickly add time whenever it suits them. And of course, time tracking talks to Slack as well. If a team member hasn't tracked time for a certain day or period of time, then the Slack reminder will go to them to let them know to track their time. So we're not getting data that's out of date. So that's really, in a nutshell, how the brain works. Really cool. I think it's really cool as a nerd, but I think it's really added a lot of efficiencies to our business. It's making the service we deliver our clients a lot better. It's keeping our data uniform. It's keeping all our tools uniform. And we have a shopping list of stuff, of features that we're adding into the brain. So it's only going to get smarter and more brainy in time. And I think, over the next couple of years, this is really going to be a tool that makes a massive difference in the way we deliver services to our clients. So hope you enjoyed that little sneak peek at the brain, at my desktop. I'll see you next time.